When I look at my houseplants, I really am living in the moment. I don't think of my stress or worries about work or anything like that. I'm just focusing on taking care of my plants and making sure they're happy. And that for me is very calming. I'm Vionna Wai and I'm 30 years old. Currently, I work as a construction engineer, but honestly, I'm just a homebody that wants to stay at home all day to play with my cats and plants. I live in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and I pay $1,600 a month for rent. Wow, you're so beautiful. Look at you. You're gonna grow so big and so lush. You're gonna be coming out of this pot in no time. This was like the perfect house because it has like the perfect lighting. The cats love it, the plants love it. And I think it shows in our house.
I also think this is just the beginning too.
Yeah, it's just the beginning. Back in 2020, we moved into this house with my in-laws. For the security deposit, it was $3,380. For the whole monthly rent, it's $3,500. We split the rent between my in-laws. They live on the first floor and me and my husband live on the second floor. Me and my husband pay $1,600 for the month. Right, Mimi? Yeah. So my apartment is in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. I would say it's the suburbs of Brooklyn. When I say Bensonhurst, people are like, oh my God, it's so deep down into Brooklyn. I like living here because first, it's close to my family. My parents live like 2-3 blocks away. I like being in like a kind of suburbs environment, but also having like the benefits and the access of being in the city. Once I go to work, it's all fast paced, it's all like hustle and bustle, but when I come home, it's like complete switch. It's just like I'm in my own space, I'm in my own element, and everything's just very calming. This is my kitchen. It's pretty small, but it has everything we need, including the cat treats, which we have down here. Moving on this side, this is what we call the cat jungle corner. We designed it specifically for our cats with only cat-safe plants. And this is a space where they can climb around and just enjoy the sun. Right, Ding Ding? Here you go. Moving here is our little dining room table. It's a collapsible table that we use for like eating food and just a lot of my plant work, like repotting plants and taking care of the plants. And here is where I do a lot of my work. This is my working desk section, my work desk. And she's sitting here, so I don't know what to do. But I guess I'll just make this a standing desk since she took my spot. So this is where I do my work. We pay $80 for Wi-Fi for the entire house, but we also split that with our in-laws, so we pay $40 a month. The monthly cost of electricity and water is also included in the rent. Why do you take my desk? Why do you take my seat? Here you go. Taking care of 150 plants is not that much work. I spend like 30 minutes a week just to water them, and between seasons I would do some kind of pest control, but other than that, they thrive on their own. Most people think of plants as decoration, like something that's not living. So they don't spend the time or energy to take care of it. But if you see it as a pet or a baby, then it's really not that hard to take care of them. How much love you put into that plant, it'll give back to you. This is the Philodendron Florida Beauty. It's one of my favorite plants. This is one of the more expensive ones that I had. This, I believe, was $350, but I split it amongst a friend and I was able to get a couple plant trades with it. So I've definitely made my investment back on this plant. I would say like 30 or 40% of my plants are free. So like 150 plants, but I don't pay for all of them. A lot of it I just trade. It's like trading Pokemon cards or something like that. You just You want that card? Okay, let's trade, you know. This is the hallway that connects the living room to the dining room, and what I love about it is the skylight that gives a natural diffused light for the plants that we have over here. Here we have some trailing plants that are really loving the space, the deep space that allows them to grow all the way down to the stairs on the first floor. This is our living room where we just do things to relax, like watch TV, read a book. We have this lovely backsplash of plants over here, and it's just a great spot to hang out with the cats as well. Me turned 10 last year. She's turning 11 this year, and then Thing is turning 6 this year. There's a lot of plants that are toxic for our cats, right? And I think it's up to the cat parent's responsibility to make sure the cat's safe. So I keep most of my toxic plants in my living room on the plant shelf behind me, or like plants that are hanging up. You just kind of limit the access. And just over the years, they learn to not bite them. Like I've used like cat repellent to apply to the plants. So you kind of slowly train them to not bite your plants. This is the most uninteresting room in our whole entire house. It's our bedroom. It doesn't really fit much other than a bed, but if I turn on this window, maybe it'll look a little bit better. So you get a pretty good light in here, but we don't have any plants. We like to keep all the plants in a centralized area. It's just easier to take care of, but the cats really love it here. You're such a good boy. We want to do more, but with, you know, a rented house, a small Brooklyn house, this is what we came up, together. Can I imagine a life without houseplants? Yeah, I think so, but I can't imagine a life without cats. I think I'm more of a cat person if I have to choose between the two. I always have this dream of like moving to Japan and just living in the countryside with the rice paddies on the side and just, you know, with a greenhouse and just have that like calm, like country life. We want to have a greenhouse in the future, right, Chucky? He's very supportive of my plants, I would say. A lot of times I'm like, oh, that's it. I don't want any more plants. But then he'll give me one for my birthday or for Valentine's Day. And then he just feeds my plant addiction sometimes. Very supportive. Oh, what's it?